Hello everyone, JWR here, and I think I may have figured out the whole issue with the third wave feminism and cult thereof. Now let me start from basic logic. Noticing Anita Sarkeesian's general complaint of how video games cause people to be sexist and sexism and all that, sexism in video games, yada yada, pretty much change sexist to violence and things like that, and you pretty much get the white senator Jack Thompson's complaint about video games years back before Anita decided to change it to sex. Surprise, surprise. So I thought about that for a minute and I go, wait, what if third wave feminism is pretty much taking a core idea and spinning it for their narrative? Because, original feminism did its job. It was targeting for equality of the sexes. And then you look at stuff nowadays and equality is not a thing. But I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about breaking down the logic, if it so can be called. So I thought about this for a moment. I went, why does it seem so insane? Why does it seem like a cult? And then I did a rehash over my Illuminati video, where I pretty much point out there's two camps. There's Camp A that says the Illuminati is responsible for the deaths of Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, the obey, consumerism, hypnotizing people, sleeper cells, all that weird sci-fi military, quote, crazy stuff. There's that camp, and then there's Camp B, which pretty much says Camp A needs a bunch of tinfoil hats, and they need to go see somebody for their mental illness. That's how they see it. So that's A and B. Then I kind of looked at the third wave feminists, and it's pretty much the same way. Here they are going, instead of the Illuminati, it's the patriarchy. Why is pay being reduced? Patriarchy. They don't want women to succeed, even though there are more reasons for the wage gap than we're going to let on, but we're just going to stick with the wage gap theory. We're going to push what do they call it? Female science or feminine science? Or fem science or some shit like that. Because, science magically differs because you have breasts. That's not how fucking science works. Your organics are fucking stupid if that's what you think. Back on point. If I think about that, I'm just going to really want to strangle somebody, and that's not good. So, let's think about this logically. The third wave feminists pretty much throw the patriarchy out for everything. What's that? There's sexism in games. Patriarchy. They're trying to hypnotize kids into thinking that it's okay to objectify women. Even though Thunderfoot pretty much blasted Anita's videos by showing how easily her complaint went against men as well. But that's a whole nother story. The whole problem I have with this is because, like I said, when I decided to take out Illuminati and replaced it with patriarchy, it seems to fit the third wave feminism mindset. And holy crap, it fit very well. Now, I'm not going to sit there and say, y'all need some tinfoil hats and y'all need to go see somebody about your mental health issues, but I am going to say that if I can compare the third wave feminists to the Illuminati theorists, which are surprisingly a lot calmer than the third wave feminists, I don't even know how that happens, then there's a problem. There is a major league, high-level problem. And I think I figured out why they always use Donald Trump, too. Because let's think about that. When you think of the man and rebelling against the man, you would pretty much get Donald Trump. Corporate guy, check. Usually in power, check. A lot of money, check. A lot of influence, check. White, well, orange counts as white in this case, check. He hits all the bases of the man that people were supposed to rebel against. And yet, here he is, winning the Republican side of the nomination. What? But I'm thinking that's why Donald Trump got targeted, because, they see him as next Hitler. Okay, whatever, that's a little extreme. I don't see him putting up concentration camps and executing people, but whatever. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is. He had like 4 or 5 wives. I don't know. I don't know how many wives he had. I don't know. I'm not the track keeper of his freaking life. Call TMZ or the Inquirer or something. They probably know. But the point is, the way the third wave feminists are handling the situation is pretty much the same the same way as the Illuminati theorists. Everything is done by the patriarchy. Everything. Oh no! Woman walked around the street for 10 hours and she was catcalled. Yeah, people are going to catcall her. It's not like she didn't make herself up or anything to get additional catcalls. And she also called some people just saying hi as catcalling, but you know, it's all the same. It's all the fucking same. When a woman lost her cat, had flowers in her hand, and started crying that she lost her cat, and someone said, "Are you okay?" she thought the guy was trying to get her number and told him to piss off in so many words. Because, you know, ESP, all men have it, right? The patriarchy, we have ESP. We have those mental powers that you think we have. We're all Charles Xavier. No, I'm not McAvoy. Do I look like that? I don't even look like McAvoy. I don't even remotely look like McAvoy. The only thing that's similar is the fact we're both guys, and at one point in time I was in England. That's the only real thing we have in common. And that's where the problem comes in. Because they see the patriarchy as pretty much Donald Trump, so they see all men as Donald Trump without money. And you may think, no, you're being too extreme, double R. I was like, no, I'm not. Because when you break it down, if a guy talks to a woman and he doesn't like do it for her by default, if she sees him and he doesn't magically kick on those senses, most of the time, if the woman is younger, if they think, even in a remote sense, that he's trying to get her number, and I say remote sense, like, hi, how you doing? That counts, apparently. They will sit there and immediately defend, I have a boyfriend. What the fuck does you having a boyfriend have to do with how you are doing? I don't understand. Most of the times, I say, hi, how you doing to people, and they just kind of give me this look like, what? Because no one wants to say anything to anybody anymore, because if you say anything, even simple, hi, how you doing? If a guy says hi to a girl, it can be considered street harassment. Oh, you're being sexist and you're harassing women. By saying hi? By saying hi. That's a thing? I say hi and you're assuming. Wow. So if I say hi to a guy, what's that? Street harassment still? Well, no, you can talk to guys that way. And this isn't even the start of the whole issue. I tried to go through some shows to see if there was such a thing as a matriarchy that showed up in shows and whatnot. And why is it every time it came up, a good chunk of the time, the matriarchy is always seen as one solid ruler. I thought nothing of it at first. I was like, okay, well, in comics it's a thing. The Amazons are led by Hera, so of course there's going to be some sort of government system that way. There's going to be a queen, and there's going to be subordinates. And then Futurama kind of made the joke of pretty much an Amazon planet. All these huge women. I don't mean huge as in fat, you stupid organics. I mean like giants. 20 to 30 feet tall and whatnot. And they were pretty much led by a female computer. Or a fembot. Femputer. Femputress. Pretty much is a giant computer. Wizard of Oz style. Giant computer which was controlled by a smaller computer, which happened to be female. I was like, well, is that what's going on? Is that what feminism wants? They want to make a queen, whatever. They need to talk to Saint Anita and get a whole panel together and nominate the queen of feminism, and then they can follow that person. How about that? Everyone leave Hawaii, put all the feminists on Hawaii, and have a queen there for them. There you go. Then they can have the matriarchy and be happy. Come to the mainland to pick up your male slaves as you see fit, because you're all crazy. But that's not what we want. That is what you want. Shut up. You've already proven it with your actions. Stop trying to say it's not. I'm not trying to sound mean or anything about it. It's just, that's how it looks. From the outside looking at that, that's how it looks. So, yeah. Instead of Illuminati, it's the patriarchy. And it's kind of funny because, like I said, I based this just on the logic of Anita's whole premise against video games. Video games are sexist. Then Jack Thompson, back in the day, said video games are violent, and they're making everyone violent. At the time, no one even took that to heart. He's like, he says video games are violent, but there's studies saying that the violence in video games is just violence in video games and isn't really affecting people. Then you turn around and you go, oh, Anita Sarkeesian saying there's sexism in video games. Give me money, and they do, and I can't figure out how that worked. I can't figure out how that worked. I really can't. Like I said, I can do a better job with the whole. I do a better job overall over the whole. This causes this theory, because I can actually point out the people who do this. Like my whole rant against music. People go around calling women bad bitches if they look hot and whatnot. That's been a thing, but it started out where? In music. That's a bad bitch. And people started holding it. Although it started off with people calling other women bitches, and that was a good thing. That was a term of endearment. It went from bad to good. Really? That's what y'all gonna do? I mean, hell, if you're gonna be, quote, a pop culture critic, I've done a better job of that than you, Anita. I'm sorry. I have been. I've been able to attack television shows, music, and anything in pop culture. I have been able to attack all of it. You just attack video games. That's not exactly a pop culture critic. That's a video game critic. You're nothing more than a female Jack Thompson under the guise of angry video game nerd. Congratulations. Now, if you play video games, people would actually hold a little more credibility for you. But that's a whole other kettle of fish. And that's not the point here. The point stands that third wave feminism seems to think the Illuminati theory can hold great for their standards. Because they always run back to the whole defense of, in the dictionary, it means equality of the sexes. Okay, you want to say equality? Here's some equality for you. Here's some equality. Have fun with this one. How do you treat a pedophile male versus a pedophile female? I'll give you a hint. I'll help you out. I will help out you organics real nice and easy. You ready? Okay. Old Man Herbert from Family Guy. How is he looked upon in the series? Now, after you've answered that, how does what happened in Game of Thrones? Oh, y'all don't know what happened in Game of Thrones? You know, the adult female who pretty much had away with a younger male? And the whole Twitter thing of people, men and women giving him the thumbs up. Hey, way to go, kid. You see a problem? You don't recall the whole thing on the news where a woman took a male student out to the park and fooled around with, but if it was a male going around with a female student, it wouldn't have been fooled around. It would have been taken advantage of, violated, or something like that. Yeah, double standards are a thing. Until the double standards are taken care of, then y'all can't claim gender equality for shit right now. Alright? I understand that y'all want to. I understand that's the goal of the textbook. But as long as you throw around this little, we're going for gender equality, but we're going to punish men for doing something that a woman does, and we're going to punish them a lot harder. Now, am I advocating for pedophilia? No, not even a little. I would have fire blasted both of them. But of course, that's just me. If a man kills a woman and they go death sentence, then guess what? When a woman kills a man, death sentence. That's equality. I don't care what you are. If the crime says this and the punishment is this, then that happens. Well, I'm criminally insane. Then you definitely need to die because you're insane and no amount of rehabilitation is going to help you. You are terminated. Right then and there. Get a firing squad. Bailiff, take out your gun, shoot him in the head twice. Yeah, I bet people won't be using that shit anymore. But that's just me. That's how I look at things. If you're going to punish someone for something, you hold that precedent. Okay? Can we remember that? I should doubt you will, but whatever. Your gangster's dumb in the dumb. It's just... You fucking organics. We want gender equality, but we're not going to push equality. We're going to push supremacy and say it's equality because just like every other thing, two wrongs always make a right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. I'm pretty sure all y'all are Bible reading people too. Yeah. Yeah. Christians, Protestants. Yeah. No. Just third wave feminists going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. They took out Illuminati and put in Patriarchy, and it sounds about the same. Yeah. Good going, people. Good going. You're organics. I'm just expecting the gender war to happen. People start shooting each other on the street because of gender. We already got people not picking up people and doing their job because, oh, you're going to vote for Bernie Sanders? I'm not going to pick your ass up. I'm going to wait for another person to come up here. Yeah, because, business. That's good for business. I'm not going to make a cake because you guys are gay. Business. You guys don't want money? Okay. Fucking organics. Quality my ass.